Hey guys, so today or tonight really, I am going to be talking about the different types of functional behaviors that I saw in the video of the dad with the little girl with autism who did a really awesome job. I really think that he put a lot of time and care into making sure that she got the services really that she needed to be able to function and learn the skills necessary to actually live a quality lifestyle, which I think is absolutely wonderful. He put a lot of effort, but you can tell that he puts a lot of effort into making sure that she gets what she needs. So some of the different types of functional communication that I noticed whenever I watched the video was, for starters, that she was able to use assistive devices, gestures, or sign language. And there was also She used some oral communication, but it wasn't really clear. Although her father seemed to understand what it was. She also did use body language. It was a lot of body language that she used to communicate how she felt. The one thing that I really recognized is that none of the gestures that she showed or none of the communication that she showed was ignored by her father. And whenever it wasn't effective, he immediately corrected her and brought her back to where she needed to be, to have her to perform that functional behavior in the way that she was taught it needed to be done. Excuse me, sorry. Then it says, how do you think that you would be able to teach the various forms of communication as the teacher? So if I was the teacher, I would first need to recognize the problem behavior. And upon recognizing that problem behavior, I would need to teach the child a effective way to communicate that problem behavior. Let's say, for instance, that the child starts to tap a desk or show signs of frustration whenever they don't want to do something. Well, rather than responding to that negative behavior, I would need to retrain or reteach that child. Instead of tapping on the desk when they get frustrated, I would need to teach them a signal or come up with something that would work for that child and their specific needs, to where they could communicate clearly and effectively that they're overwhelmed or frustrated and need to take a minute. The next question is, how would you be able to teach yourself, your classroom, TAs, and students to respond to the girl in the video? So in order to teach them to respond to the girl in the video, they would first need to know what her functional communications are. So they would need to know what gestures mean what, how she communicates best. Does she communicate at all orally, or using pictures like she did in the video instead of words? The pictures replace the words. What type of system is she familiar with? They would need to be familiar with all of those different aspects and all of her different types of communication, when and how she communicates, and what is most effective for her. It says, if a student was in your classroom with communication needs similar to this child, how would you pick replacement behaviors and how would you teach them? So she suffered from autism, which is essentially, it is a communication disorder. So she's not able to express herself without being taught how to properly express herself. So if I were to have a child in my classroom, in order to pick the replacement behavior, still I would have to know that individual child. What is that child's capabilities? What can they be taught? And what would be effective for them in that environment? And based off of the needs of that child and the abilities, I would determine what would be the appropriate replacement behavior to teach them. Whether it would be a chart that they point at pictures to show this is how I feel, or this is what I need, or a symbol, or not a symbol, but a gesture or a sign. It would all depend on what their capabilities are and exactly what the replacement behavior is that I'm having to respond to. But I would have to teach them that whenever they need that, they need to respond with that replacement behavior and be consistent with it, just like her father was. Whenever she did not respond or did not communicate the way he expected her to, he showed her or talked her through doing it the right way. And that's the exact same thing I would need to do in a classroom with a student. I would need to work consistently with that child in the realm of what they're able to do to make sure that they can respond and communicate effectively. Thank you.